Donald Trump was flirting with running for president as a Reform Party candidate in the year 2000. Jesse Ventura indeed did run. So at a press conference, Jesse Ventura went on and on about how the standards need to be lowered to allow third-party candidates into the debates. Does that sound familiar? And then Trump spoke up and said this.
Well, I agree 100% with Jesse. It's disgraceful. It's amazing that they can get away with it. The Republicans and Democrats are the ones that, as you know, chose I guess you have 3 members of each, and they're the ones that chose. If you look at your lobbyists and everyone else, they're all Republicans or Democrats. And I'll add one additional thing. I watched the Republican debate last night, and I'll tell you what, if the right person was debating against whoever the winner of that group is, they'd have a major impact on the election, because that was not a very inspiring group of people that I was watching last night. So I think they're very concerned. I think they're extremely nervous about it. And I also think that probably the law will be changed in this case, or the rule may be changed in this case, Jesse, because it's just inconceivable to me that they can allow this to happen.
Would you be willing to go to court to challenge it?
I think I probably would. I mean, Pat Buchanan's right now in court. He's going to get nowhere probably, but the fact is that let him spend his money first. Let's see how he does. If he doesn't do it, we'll step in and maybe we can do something. But the fact is, it seems very, very unfair to me.
Would either of you guys get 50%?
Well, I think this guy would, and I think based on our polls, we would. Based on what we've done internally, we would. If people think that I'm running, we do great. A lot of people say, oh, he's maybe not going to run. He's just having lots of fun. That's not the case. If people think that we're running, seriously running, we do very well. I just think it's unfair, though, regardless of that, to have such a high standard, a high criteria for a party that's a legitimate party, that has a substantial amount of federal funding, that's recognized, and where at some point during this process, somebody's going to be in all 50 states. Very unfair.
Wow, he is 100% for lowering the standards and letting third parties into the debates. Well, that's interesting because he told the Washington Post in August, quote, I'd rather have a head-to-head, and right now, they're not getting any numbers. That's what he said about the third-party candidates. You know, it's weird. I thought Donald Trump was a straight shooter, and that's his whole thing. That's what he's running his campaign on. That's his whole persona. That's what a lot of his supporters think of him. But it appears here that when he was in a position of potentially being a third-party candidate, he was like, oh, let me in, lower the standards. What are you talking about? Of course, you got to let me in the stage. I'm a third-party candidate. I'm going to lower the standards, lower the standards, lower the standards. And then now, when he's the nominee for the Republicans, he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think these standards are pretty fair, and they haven't met the standards, so maybe they shouldn't lower the standards. And yeah, head-to-head is probably more productive anyway. No, but see, it's just yet another example number 9,326, that this guy is not principled. He's not some sort of truth crusader, no matter how he portrays himself. He's a fucking standard politician who's narcissistic. He's in it for himself. He's in it for the glory. And he'll flip his standards like that. Like that. A contradiction, hypocrisy in his mind. It doesn't exist, bitch. It doesn't exist. I mean, think about the fact that one of the cornerstones of his campaign has been, I'm against outsourcing. That's what I am. I'm against outsourcing. Come to find out, he's outsourced his jobs to China, to Mexico, to Turkey. So that's beyond ridiculous, Donald. I'm so against outsourcing that I do it myself. I'm so against it. I'm so against money in politics that I hired the fucking guy who fought for Citizens United, the head of Citizens United, who brought a case to the Supreme Court saying we want more corruption, more money in politics, more legalized bribery. I'm so against corruption that I hired the most corrupt man in America to be on my team. That's how against corruption I am. Tremendous. Winning. Make America great again. Make America great again. I'm just waiting one of these days with his hand motions that eventually he just starts voguing. He's like, let me tell you something. Sad. Sad. Tremendous. Vogue, Vogue. Oh. Stop buying into his bullshit. He's not a straight shooter. He doesn't keep it real. He's not telling it like it is. He's just like the rest of them, but for whatever reason, that New York kind of swagger and attitude now resonates. Like, I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to tell it straight. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell it straight like it is. That's what I'm going to do.